I have a Parmesan rind. It's going in the soup. Stir that in there. Hey, sweeties. I have the most delicious soup for you today. I'm making a sausage and kale soup. I mean, it's really a clean out the fridge with whatever vegetable you have and simmer it all down in a nice big Dutch oven. And let's get into that. But first, please subscribe to Sweet Savant. Hit that thumbs up, that notification bell. And now let's get into this recipe. So Dutch oven, and I'm using a Caraway Cookware Dutch oven. I'm testing out the set. I just got it a couple of weeks ago. So I will give my full review of the Caraway Cookware non-stick, non-toxic. But I'm using the 6.5 quart Dutch oven. And the Caraway Cookware line is safe for all stovetops, including induction, and oven safe up to 550 degrees. And it's pretty. It's pretty. So I have the rest of the set back there, and I'll give you the full unboxing and review real soon. This is going to be a real clean out the fridge kind of soup. Garlic, onions, one little old sad carrot. We've got some beautiful kale, and look at this celery. Beautiful celery. I have a sausage there. You don't have to add sausage if you don't want. You can keep this vegetarian. Then I got a can of tomatoes. So let's get to chopping. We'll get our Dutch oven over medium-low heat and let that preheat for just about 30 seconds to a minute. Add in a little bit of olive oil into our pan. And we'll get our onions going. We'll soften our onions, celery, and that little sad carrot over medium-low heat. Actually, I'm going to turn it up a little bit up to medium because it's not doing nothing right now. And while that's softening, let's talk a little bit about this Dutch oven. So this Dutch oven is 4.5 quarts. It weighs 6.8 pounds. And it measures 11.8 inches in diameter across the top, 10 inches in diameter across the bottom, and 8 inches across that stainless steel base. It does come with a lid, and the same lid that fits the Dutch oven fits frying pan. I added in some salt and pepper, some garlic, smoked sausage, and you could use some chorizo if you want to go like for a different sort of zestier flavor. And this is real loose. I wouldn't even call this a recipe. If you've got fresh parsley, get them in there. That would be delicious. If you've got a Parmesan cheese rind too, ooh yeah. You're going to let that simmer in here after we add the liquids. I think I do have one. Let me add a little salt and pepper too. A little tomato paste. I just keep this like tube. Oops, time to get a new one. A tube of tomato paste. It's so much more convenient than using a can. Get some more. That adds a little bit of body. Now we've added that kale in, and frankly, you can let this wilt down and serve it just like this. Like let that saute down for a few minutes, and that will be delicious. But we're going to make this into soup, so we're going to add some vegetable stock or chicken stock, whichever you prefer, and then that can of tomatoes, diced tomatoes, and we'll let it simmer down. I'm stirring in a can of diced tomatoes and about 2 cups of vegetable stock. I added some green onion that I had in the fridge. Oh, I wish I had a nice sweet bell pepper. I would add that in here too. I would have sauteed that around with the onions and garlic and such. But let me show you something. So I added vegetable stock. Again, chicken stock would be fine, but I also added a little bit of that Knorr chicken bouillon. So I add this Knorr chicken bouillon to a lot of things. I add it to sauteed vegetables like this in my green beans. So I do the green beans with like a bunch of onions and garlic, cook those down, put my green beans in there, and then cook it with some of this. I love it. Now, I don't use this like as a substitute for using actual chicken broth. Like I still will use chicken broth or whatever kind of broth, but I use this as like an extra seasoning. It really turns up the flavor. I put this in rice. I put it in grits. I put it in, like I say, my greens, my green beans, soups, stews, all kinds of dishes. Yeah, I use this as a seasoning, sprinkle it on, or put it into like a brothy dish, and it turns the flavor all the way up. So this is a secret ingredient, no longer a secret, a favorite ingredient of mine. So I keep it in my pantry at all times, and a great big jar of it too. And when I'm using that chicken bouillon, I will reduce the amount of additional salt, like kosher salt, in the recipe because the chicken bouillon does have quite a bit of sodium in it. So you don't want to over salt your food. So be sure that you keep an eye on how much salt is already in the dish. And I like the combination of tomato broth with that Knorr bouillon in it. So good. Let's that simmer down while I get on with the rest of dinner. I'm making some French bread pizzas in the Ninja Foodie grills, and I will post that in a separate recipe, and the link will be either in the description box or in a card up at the top there. I have a Parmesan rind. I can probably grate that a little more, but it's going in the soup. Stir that in there. You could add potatoes, pasta, or beans to this if you want. That soup has simmered down, and now we have served it up. And oh man, was this delicious. Whew, loaded with flavor, full of vegetables, and a little smoky sausage. Served it alongside that French bread pizza we made in the air fryer. Again, the link to that will be in the description box. You gotta try this. Oh, this soup was so good. It really hit the spot. And remember, if you've got a Parmesan cheese rind, you can drop it into a soup. It just really takes the flavor to the next level. We served this soup with my air fryer French bread pizzas. That was a great meal. I'll put the link to that video at the end so you can check that out. Air fryer French bread pizzas. It's really like a garlic bread pizza. You'll see, you'll get into that. So good. Please subscribe to Sweet Savant. Hit that thumbs up, that notification bell, and have a delicious day. Crispy.